Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Healthy Living, Mind, Body, and Soul, Empower Huddle here on What's the Biz 559. I'm your host, Dunica, and
I'm Darnelle Rivera, life coach, life transformation coach.
Yes, girlfriend, you transform them lives.
Hello.
All right, better put some respect on it. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
It is a glorious October Monday morning.
Yes.
And today, per usual, we are diving into the topic that both universal and deeply personal, okay? It's the art of letting go. Like Frozen, let it go. Whether you're holding on to physical possessions, past regrets, or emotional baggage, just let it go, right?
Let it go.
And letting go is a fundamental skill for living a more mindful and fulfilling life. Ooh, yes, it is.
It is.
I made a funny TikTok video. Did you see the one about holding a grudge and how people take it as being negative, but it's really, there's nothing wrong with keeping grudges. I mean, you're committed to that grudge.
To the grudge.
I mean, it was for laughs, y'all. But seriously, how heavy is it to carry a grudge around of unforgiveness?
It is.
Possessions.
People do that for years.
Baggage. Yes.
Jeez.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
But let's start with the basics, Nina. What do you think it means to let go, and why is it significant in the context of mindfulness and personal growth?
So for me, letting go is about releasing those attachments, right? We kind of highlighted that a little bit, and surrendering control over things that we cannot change, or that no longer really serve us, right?
True.
So it's a crucial aspect of mindfulness because it allows us to be present in the here and now rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Letting go is a path to inner freedom. It's a path to peace. It's a path to emotional well-being. And it's also a path to healing, right?
Yes.
One of my favorite quotes is, accept what is, let go of what was, and believe in what will be.
Yeah.
Right?
I love that. But I don't want to let go.
And it's hard to let go. It's hard to let go, especially if somebody done you wrong.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest one, right?
No, in regards to like possessions too, people really do hold on to things that, you know, it's really, and I'm gonna get pretty deep here. And I know a girl who, it's really kind of sad, but I know a girl whose mother passed away, and she held on to her mother's hair. But it was more of that was just a little bit of the issue. You know, she became so unhealthy physically, mentally. I mean, her mental health was out of whack.
Yeah.
And we went and did like an intervention type of deal with her because it was so bad, and we were so concerned with her. But it was the possessions is what she was holding on to, but that was also making her sick because, you know, her dog had died, and she held on to the ashes, and like, you know, it was so close to where she would like sleep with the ashes and then sleep with, you know what I mean? So then it becomes mental, but it was doing so much damage to her mentally, and it was really sad. And so as much as we don't think about these things, because it's just daily living, right? We're holding on to things, not realizing how it's affecting our lives. Holding on to things, even possession wise, it can really be crucial to our health.
Yeah. And you really want to look at like, well, I could speak for myself. When I get too cluttered in my life, or I get, there's too much, there's something really negative in the energy that begins to come into fruition, I feel. Because it really, having a lot of clutter around and things like that really affect you emotionally.
It does.
It kind of throws you off balance a little bit.
Beautifully put.
Yeah.
It's such a heavy burden, though, to carry around junk in general.
Yeah.
Emotional baggage. It's bad. But can you share some practical ways our listeners can start practicing the art of letting
Sure.
go as a transformational coach?
Yeah. So like you were saying, you know, we often accumulate so many things that we do not need or actually use. There's no value in it, right? And sometimes we gain attachments to things that really don't serve us. However, it's hard to decipher, what should I keep? What should I let go of? And I think sometimes if you were raised in a family where you didn't have a lot, when you obtain a lot of, you know, things, sometimes that could be part of it. I think there is a psychological thing that begins to happen too, sometimes, of letting go of stuff. But decluttering your living space can be a powerful practice of letting go. So first you want to start by identifying items that no longer hold meaning or purpose for you, and consider donating them, selling them, or just giving them away to other friends and family members, possibly. This process not only creates physical space, but there's also a mental clarity that begins to happen around you. That, what is it? Marie Kondo, she's really famous for that, Japanese organizing consultant. She had like a Netflix show. And one of the concepts that she taught was, if it no longer brings you joy, let it go. Yeah. You know, and a lot of people would adapt that. And so
I need to share that video with my husband, because that man has shoes and clothes from like 20 years ago. And I'm like, bruh, let it go.
I have a friend who is in her 50s and she still has her 7th and 8th grade wardrobe.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You know what? I once heard this one thing that they said a good way for you to know what you no longer need in your closet is turn the hangers the opposite way in your closet and hang them. And by the next year, the following year, if they're still turned that way, get rid of them.
I've never heard of that, but that's a good.
I think I may try that. I don't know.
Yeah, because I've got a lot of stuff too. I mean, there's just something that, I don't know. Yeah. As human beings, we just develop in, and the releasing is the hard part.
It's also, I think, a generational thing too, because I got, my grandparents, they hold on to a lot of things, but they also grew up poor. And so it's hard for them to let things go. I mean, they have a beautifully furnished home, but it's like just letting things go. I think in that generation is really hard too. Because it is, and that goes back to too, how they were raised. They were raised with nothing. So now that they're older and they have everything in that generation period, it's like hard for people to just, let things go.
And I can relate to that, because growing up, we weren't financially stable. We didn't have a whole lot. My mom used to actually get clothes from the secondhand store. She would cut it little baby patterns, and that would be our clothes. And thank God she was able to sew. But even in like junior high and high school, we didn't have a lot of money for, the trend or anything like that. So we just got what we could get. And now that I'm older, I could see I have literally 2 closets. Oh, geez. Yeah, it's bad. So I think there's a psychological part of it too, of, like you said, just growing up in the struggle.
Right. And decluttering, though, is a great way to start.
It's freeing.
It is. And it's a good place to start, right?
Yeah.
What about emotional baggage, y'all? This is a big one. Or grudges. Yeah. Oh, I'm so bad. Teach me your ways. Well, I'm so bad with the grudges part, not the really emotional baggage, but the grudges that people hold on to. No, I feel like I'm getting better over the years.
You are.
But it's, it's one of those things that you learn about forgiveness. Yeah. And practicing it, though, I really feel like practicing forgiveness, and because I'm telling you right now, like, and it's so bad to where it's like, it's not even you who did something to me, but if you did something to me, then like bump your mama, bump your daddy, bump your kids. Like, I don't want nothing to do with none of y'all. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's not healthy.
No,
you know what I mean?
It's not.
It's not healthy.
It's
and
not.
It's emotionally, and it's not. But I'm not saying I'm walking around like cursing folks that, I'm holding grudges on to. But when somebody does you wrong, how do you think emotionally, or just letting go of the baggage and the grudges where people have done you wrong, like how do you even, because it's heavy, people carry that, and I know, I can tell you it's heavy to carry that.
I would have to say that's one of the most challenging things as human beings that we are confronted with in our life, for sure. But I think what's important is you want to begin by recognizing and acknowledging your emotions without judgment. Because I hear you you say things and you make light of it, but the reality is allow yourself grace in that. Because if you've been done wrong in your life and you harbor and hold all this stuff, allow yourself the grace to say, you know what, I'm trying to let it go, but I'm struggling, So you definitely want to do that. You want to practice forgiveness. It's not easy to forgive, especially when you've been done wrong. But again, for yourself as well as others, right? But holding on to grudges and past hurts only prolongs your suffering. And the suffering that happens is not only in your mental well-being, but it happens in your body. I read a book one time by Louise Hay, and she says in this book, when our body holds sorrow and resentment and that type of energy, it literally affects us physically.
It does.
And things in our life start breaking down. So remember that forgiveness doesn't mean condoning or forgetting what happened. It's about liberating yourself from the weight of that resentment. Find a way to release it. Find a way to let it go. And sometimes that's through therapy.
Yeah. That's true. I've done a lot of that healing.
Yeah, me too.
And the therapy part. Yeah. I mean, it's crucial, y'all, for forgiveness, forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness of others. A crucial aspect of letting go is also the ability to surrender to the present moment, right? The present moment, that's huge. Surrendering to the present moment is a cornerstone of mindfulness. It means accepting things as they are, even if they aren't ideal. It's about releasing the need of control for everything and trusting that in the grand scheme of things, everything will be okay. Trust that. Everything will be okay. This surrender can bring an immense peace and reduce anxiety. Do you believe that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so too. But thanks for rocking with us, guys. That's all we have for you today on the art of letting go. And remember, carrying the grudges and holding that resentment is only tearing you up physically and mentally. So let it go. Like Darnelle said, give yourself some grace this week and in the coming weeks. Have a blessed and prosperous week. Thanks for rocking with us.
Bye.